What is up, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix. I'm back with another video. This is actually pretty important for those of you that, if you're worried about the future of Japan for your anime and manga. Well, this is gonna hit hard. So pay close attention because the first topic is gonna lead closely to the next topic, all in one video. So,
Hello, this is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And make sure to subscribe to Andy Matrix's channel. Now on with the show.
we're going to start with this. I'm here at sankakucomplex.com. It says publisher Kadokawa hunts for overseas talent to fill manga shortage. Kadokawa being a company, I think, what was the manga that they published? I forgot. It wasn't One Piece. I know My Dress Up Darling. I know they published that, didn't they? Anyways. So Kadokawa is one of Japan's biggest publishing giants in store. Gundam Manga has been aggressively recruiting overseas creators to help fill Japan's shrinking talent pool. The company's announced new global offices and an editorial system spanning 19 countries with competition like the Wordless Manga Contest. They're assigned to core artists who can adapt light novels and deliver fresh content. Okay. On paper, the idea is simple. Japan's birth rate has cratered to 1.37, down from 3.43 in 1950, right? Which has led to fewer young artists entering the manga industry. Kadokawa sees overseas creators as an untapped blue ocean of potential. But this raises the question, what kind of manga will actually come out of this global push? I don't know. You guys remember what was happening, a little bit before the pandemic, 2020, and after the 2020 pandemic? Remember that culture, the DEI, diversity and inclusion and all that nonsense? Remember the euphemism and all that shit, right? You remember? You remember that, right? Yeah. And now since companies like BlackRock and every other rich elite out there they're trying to control Japan and mainly Japan's entertainment because anime is still a golden goose, right? It's a golden goose. It's always shedding gold. Anime sheds gold like crazy. Anyways, if the West track records anything to go by, Japan maybe by inviting the very creative rot that has plagued American comics, American comics, United States, and European publishers have been all too eager to force diversity checklists into their works, where every cast must have racial quotas, sexuality labels, and clumsy political lectures shoehorned into the story. These are not organic characters, but mascots of ideology. Yeah, you guys know the story. You know the story there. I don't have to go over it. We all know the population in Japan is declining, and as a result, their excuse is, their strategy is, well, we got to bring people from other countries to fill in the spots, yada, yada, yada. We're going to bring in talent. And yeah, we all know where that's going. Now, at the same time, Japan hits record population decline as foreigners reach new high. So let's go ahead and read. Man, this picture here is crazy. Damn, I mean, look at those. All right, let me stop. Japan's population crisis has officially deepened as newly released government data shows the country's native population has plummeted by over 900,000. So Japan lost in 2024. They lost 1 million people. The population decreased by 1 million. Right. And the large drop it was a large drop. It says as January 1, 2025, Japan's total population now sits at 124 million, with native-born Japanese counting 120 million Japanese. So that means there's 4 million foreigners, right? The scale of the decline staggering, saw a fewer than 690,000 births. So only 700,000 babies were born last year in Japan. That's kind of depressing. You need at least a million plus to replace to have a good replacement level with the population of Japan. While the number of deaths surpassed 1.59 million, creating natural population decline of over uh, over 900,000. It marks the 16th consecutive year of Japan's shrinkage, a trend that continues to accelerate in Japan's aging society, falling birth rates, and no sign of reversal. Right, and then check this out. So, and yet the stark contrast to domestic decline, foreign residents in Japan surged by 350,000, more than 10% a year-on-year increase. The total number of foreign nationals now living in Japan has reached 3.6 million, the highest ever recorded since the government began tracking. So there's been an increase in foreigners living, not tourists. These are living in Japan, and a lot of them don't like to follow the rules. Right, a lot of them don't like to follow the rules of Japan. And now Kadokawa, like we said over here, Kadokawa, they want to hire, right? They want to hire manga artists from overseas because they have a manga artist shortage since they don't have enough young people going into the world of manga. They got to replace them with foreigners. But oh man, imagine getting a one of those blue hair activists from California to Japan, and they're gonna start making manga over there. Imagine you get like 5, 10 of those, because you don't really need that many. All you need is like 10 of those in Japan. Poof, that's 10 manga released, and those manga then become anime. You do the math. You tell me. You do the math, right? It's not looking good. So I predict within the next 10 years, we're gonna see something like this. We're gonna see the crazy blue hair, people, rainbow hair people, all that stuff. They're gonna be creating manga with the same messaging that we've been avoiding for the last 5 freaking years, and they're gonna make anime off of that. So and this is just Kadokawa. Imagine other companies like Toei and Square Enix and all the other manga companies hiring foreigners. And again, they don't need that many, but it's starting. And again, Japan bringing in more foreigners is definitely going to change the culture. And I'm not saying that a culture change is bad. It's just that too much change could hurt it. And I know we want to maintain this because we love the Japanese culture and because they have given us so many good things, anime, manga, all that stuff, right? They've given us these things, and now we need those things now more than ever since America has become an absolute, dictator and has gone absolutely crazy with these, with these ideologies just pushing it on people. Now it has been slowing down since last year, ever since Trump got into office. But it has slowed down. It has not gone away. It has silence. It has become silence. But it hasn't gone away. Now, I have a theory. Or at least rather I don't know if you want to call it a prediction, a prophecy. But look, right now we are on an economic decline. When a country is in economic decline, they cannot afford to invest into these foolishness. You understand what I mean? These foolishness. We can't afford it. We can't afford, talking about diversity and inclusion. We can't afford, pretty soon America is not even going to be able to, fund a lot of feminist projects. That's, because the only way that, the whole feminist stuff can survive is if it's funded by the government. And as the country's going into freaking poverty, that's going to become impossible. It's going to become impossible. So they're going to have to cut back on a lot of programs. They're going to have to cut back on a lot of ideologies. And, when there's an economic collapse, a recession, depression, whatever we're going to, a lot of these things are going to have to disappear. Right? They're going to, I don't think they're going to disappear, but they will die down. They're going to decrease in popularity. And then once everything recovers, is going to just blow back up, right? Just going to blow back up, they're going to start pushing it again once the money starts coming in, because a lot of these ideologies, they can only stay alive because it's funded. It needs funding, right? But regular creativity, right? Regular creativity that we have been doing since since the 70s, 80s, all this time. It doesn't need funding. It just needs, good creativity makes money. Good creativity makes money. But ideologies like the DEI stuff, that has to be funded. You know what I mean? And that's why I say it's gonna die down. Excuse me, it's not gonna completely disappear. It's gonna die down for a couple of years and then come back. If we go into a full-on recession, I'm talking about people are hungry. There's millions of people with no jobs. People sleeping in the streets by the millions. You know, the housing crisis, all that. Man, it's kind of scary. It's kind of scary, but I kind of lost my point here, but yeah, but guys, just think about that. The only way that a lot of these things are gonna stop, are going to be stopped on their tracks, is if we have a collapse where like they can no longer fund this nonsense. But there's always gonna be people that push these ideologies, no matter what, priorities. So that's going to be it for this video, guys. It's your boy, Andy Matrix. Make sure to comment, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification. Whatever your thoughts are, comment below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Godspeed.